What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at Rick Owens Fall-Winter 2022 strobe show. This one is definitely one of a kind. Personally, love Rick shows. His collection are always unique, deep and controversial. And of course, this show does not disappoint. I wanted to review this earlier, however, never managed it. But hey, finally I am doing this, so hope you guys like it. Alright, Rick Owens strobe show was held in Palais de Tokyo, which is located in Paris and dedicated to modern and contemporary art. The main signature of the collection are of course lamp helmets. Rick came up with this idea after his trip to Egypt. He combined headwear shapes of an ancient Egypt with light bulbs. Rick called those Dan Flavin's helmets. To clarify here, Dan Flavin was an American artist best known for his seminal installations of light fixtures. Those helmet lamps continuously went on and off that hid much of the details and brought silhouettes into focus. Well, as you may know, silhouettes are what Rick does the best. The collection was presented mainly in black. We saw also pink and orange tones here and there. Overall vibe of the collection was dark and gloomy, with unconventional and diverse silhouettes. Rick's models looked like an underworld army guided by priests with lights. Seems like they escaped the judgmental society that is full of intolerance, conservatism and Puritan lifestyle. Definitely, we see elements of submission and kinkiness in the collection. Seems like Rick models are on the path that leads to submission, tolerance and self-acceptance. Rick called his army languorous, glam sleazy. Here, glam sleazy means glamorous and sleazy. Alright, assuming that we understand inspirations and influences of the collection, well, more or less. And now we can jump right into details. First, I think it makes sense to check out the Outwear pieces. Probably the most interesting piece that stood out was a tailored coat with a back slit. Fun details here is that back can be unbuttoned and it can be thrown over the head as a poncho or a cape. This coat also can be belted around the hips, just like knights in mid-century wore tassets to protect upper thighs. Rick called this coat Drella. That was actually Andy Warhol's nickname coined by one of his disciples. Next, we have puffers on the menu. Rick presented puffer jackets and coats in many different shapes and silhouettes. The one that caught my attention was a monster puffer jacket that curled up and around model shoulders. When I look at this piece, I get the vibes of intimidation and menace. Apart from this insane piece, Rick also presented puffer coats and vests. They featured unique details such as fully zipped hoods with only eye slits and some breathing holes. Rick draws inspiration on this one from the fact that current society barely shows its real face and that everyone had gotten used to masked faces. Also, another inspiration for these looks might have been medieval knights and their armor helmets. Alright, next let's go ahead and check out some shillings. They are yet another important and interesting part of the strobe collection. Rick presented shilling jackets and coats in black and grey tones. They featured lots of patchworks and goat hair. As Rick explained, they come from a family-owned second-generation tannery from Tuscany, Italy. In terms of interpretation, looking at these shillings with those goat hair, well, I think they have something like immoral or wicked vibes. Other interesting Outwear pieces that we spotted on the runways were undoubtedly bomber jackets. Rick displayed two types of bombers for the strobe collection. First type was relaxed cut, featuring sleeves that were slashed at the elbow. Second type was a cropped bomber jacket with an elastic waistband. Rick combined this cropped bomber with long sleeveless overshirt. By doing so, he created the popular hourglass silhouette. Next, let's check out parka jackets. No doubt the coolest details here are these extravagant goat hair trims. Rick presented parka jackets in black leather, orange canvas, also in reflex fabric. As Rick explained, this retro reflective fabric was woven with yarn made from glass. Lastly, just wanted to comment briefly on exaggerated shoulders that we saw a lot in this Strobe collection. Rick explains that he started doing it as a parody of masculinity, but ended up enjoying wearing. Actually, exaggerated shoulders, or power shoulders if you will, are one of the biggest fashion trends for upcoming fall-winter. Alright, other garments that Rick used extensively in the collection were skirts. The runway was packed with side-slit skirts. They featured elongated backs that was often dragging on the floor. Here, looks like Rick draws inspiration from long cloaks used by medieval kings and queens. Fabrics that Rick used were diverse. Interesting ones included leather and wool. Much like in the outwear and skirts, there was a heavy presence of black in footwear. Rick presented new takes of his signature boots. We saw new iterations of Kiss boots and Beetle Bozo tractor boots. In terms of new footwear, Rick sent out looks that were styled with turbo WPN leather sneakers. Those sneakers are from the recent drkshdw and Converse collab. Actually, they are sold out almost everywhere. Rick also presented Dark Stars. That is Rick's take on the classic Converse chucks. This one is still available on the Rick Owens and Converse websites, in case you wanna check it out. Next, let's check out some accessories that Rick used in the Strobe collection. Starting with signature lamp helmets. As mentioned earlier, Rick installed fluorescent bulbs in headwear that he kept seeing in the Egyptian temples and tombs that he visited last year. Apart from that, Rick also used leather gloves extensively in the collection. Those gloves are not ordinary ones. They looked like medieval knight gauntlets. They featured interesting detail such as hidden zipper pocket. Other interesting accessories included chokers and chain bits. Alright, lastly, wanted to comment briefly on the look that caught my attention. This is the one with sleeveless top printed urinal on it. Rick said it was about laughing at men's baser urges and perhaps a slight commentary about excessive branding. So, seems like Rick criticized logos and messages on t-shirts. He did something like anti-that. Alright, to sum it up, great show. Probably the best aspects of this collection were those unique silhouettes that Rick brought into focus by using lamp helmets. With regard to interpretation and influences, the collection was full of references to submission, self-acceptance, and also tolerance. Seems like Rick's languorous army escaped judgmental society and their Puritan lifestyle. They were guided by sleazy priests with their headwear lights. Looks like Rick drew inspiration also from medieval kings and knights. For instance, we saw his take on medieval helmets, gauntlets, and tassets, also cloak, etc. The Strobe show was closed by Rick Owens himself. He wore balaclava, tailored coat, and his signature Kiss boots, of course all black. Alright, here you have it, my review of Rick Owens' Strobe collection. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and got some insights out of it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.